Greetings YouTube, what is up? SpeedPlayerA here, and I hope you're all doing well. What I have today is another live deck review, and this is a Danian deck, with using a bunch of my new Alliances Unraveled cards. And actually, I haven't made a Danian deck since my Long Live the Swarm deck, which was quite a while ago, so this is long overdue. Now, this is a water deck, as you may have guessed from the title, Hydrophobic. It is centered around, basically, I just wanted to make a deck with, lore, and possibly Nemai. And so I chose water, because it, because of Storm Tunnel flooding, basically. Because then all attacks count as water attacks, and so, in case you don't know, Nemai, so this is Nemai, the Expedition Overseer. He's an ultra rare. He and Lore are my 2D ultra rares from the massive AU poll. So his stats are 75 courage, 55 power, 70 wisdom, 40 speed, 60 energy, which I think is either middle or minimum. I know it's not max. So he has no elements. He's a noble warrior. You can see his card art there. So his ability is when he takes attack damage, he gains all elemental types that attack had. So if you were to hit him with Armageddon, he'd gain all elements. Also, when he gains an elemental type in this way, he gains elemental 5 in the corresponding elemental type. So if you hit him with an Ember Swarm, and you didn't have any elements, he'd gain Fire and Fire 5. That's kind of how it works. To my understanding of this, it doesn't end at the end of turn, so as soon as you get him, you got him for good. But it doesn't keep adding on, so I think as soon as you get to element 5, it stops. Anywho. So he has the Orcus Undin. I gave the Orcus Undin just so that he can use water attacks right away, because, you know, you can't rely on your opponent playing a water attack or your location. Then my Fluid Flames might not come up in my tactic. So that works for him since he has decent energy. This deck also runs a little bit of Courage and Wisdom. Not such bad fighters. So I have Meekwin with maxed energy and maxed Courage. He has Ozlay's Wreck. Just to activate his ability, which is while unequipped, he gains Water 5 and Untargetable. So Ozlay's Wreck is to destroy a battle gear. Meekwin is in here because of his water and air attacks. Yeah, not much else to say. This deck doesn't use like Mandible or types for anything. He has a Muge counter, so you can cast one of your Muges. I'm not going to assign Muge. Alright, so then I have two Katoons. So Katoon is also one of my favorite creatures from the poll. So if you look at his creature types first of all, and it actually they have to use really small font. So he's a Mandible or Elementalist Warrior, which is arguably the best three types because Mandible, so you can use him in a compost, which is cool. Elementalist, this one has the Elementalist Pauldrons, so that's why that's useful. And so his energy will go up to 55. And then since I have all the element types within here, so Lore has Earth, then any element types in my game, Meekwin is Air and Water, and Nuncorn has Fire Water. So this one is a frontline fighter. Also, his ability is he takes 5 less from elemental attacks, which is good for my Storm Tunnels. He's also really good because both these ones have 90 Courage and Wisdom, which are the Danian stats. Also, 50 Power and 60 Speed, so then his stats will be 90, 65, 90, 60, 50, and 55, and he takes less damage, which is awesome. And then the second one is my Defender. He has a Bronze Flight. He has 90 Courage and Wisdom as well, 50 Power, and his speed will go to 65. With the Bronze Flight, he can also cast one of your Mugics. I have Nunkwern Assimilated for a Fluid Morph. He has a Weightless Energy Vessel. Or he's a Mind Probe, but 70 isn't all that good. So anyways, he is a Fluid Morph, but at the end of any combat, you have to remove counters from him. But he's still good for casting any Mugic if you want, and then you can have way moving counters off of him. And then lastly, in the back, Lore, High Muge of the Hive. This is my maxed energy and minimum wisdom one. He has a Mapeti and Balandir's Flute. Now, Lore's ability, as you all may know, he can play Mugic cards in your discard pile as if they were in your hand, so basically you get to cast them twice. And that's all you're going to want to do with him. Try not to cast anything for the first time with him in this deck. Let everyone else cast it, because Nuncorn can gain counters, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 counters among these guys, and any other counters you can gain. So that's what that is for. On to the Mugic. So, Unbalancing Battle Song. Now this one can't be recast by Lore unless he's actually engaged, because it's the caster gains 15 and creatures engaged with the caster lose 15. So this is going to be used on one of the Katoons or Nequin when they are engaged, or if you can get Namai and Muge counter, but I doubt you will. Danian Elemental Coral. Its ability is pretty much just Elementalist Pauldrons. Target creature gains all elemental types possessed by creatures you control at the end of turn, although you don't have to be an Elementalist. So this is for Katoon when he's fighting, or Namai, because I have some multi-elemental attacks. And when I was making this deck, I was kind of leaning towards Elemental. Harmonics of Water, just to get your water back unconditionally, or Water 5. Then with Lore, don't forget you can use these. So these two you can cast again with Lore, so for more elements and more element damage. Same deal with 2 Cadence Clash, cast them for the first time with Nuncorn or these guys, and then have Lore cast them again, so you'll pretty much have 4 negating Mugics, which is awesome. And lastly, Rocky Refrain, to be cast by Lore. You can definitely cast it once, but if you can get enough counters, you can even cast it twice. So the ability of Rocky Refrain is, target creature gains 5 energy to each elemental type the opposing each creature has. If the caster of this Mugic has Earth, which he does, right there, then target creature gains an additional 5 energy. So basically, if Lore casts this, you gain 10 energy, 10 energy per element your opponent has, which works really well with the Vocation deck. So, have 2 Mipid Mirage, classic Danian location. I think I use this in all my Danian decks. Just good initiative, and the Super Annoying Mirage to control your opponent's movements. Oiplant's Lookout is for if Namai gains air, then he'll also gain earth, and also for Nequin, so that he can have earth and his initiative courage and school gaining location. The Reservoir, Zenith of the Hive, you get initiative, gain fireproof, although if you're fighting with this Katoon, then your opponent will gain energy since his Pauldron's given fire, but it's not that big a deal. And Danians gain water 5. Like I said, 2 Storm Tunnel, Kybro's Foothold, for activating Namai. So as soon as he gets water, then all your attacks deal an additional 5 since he'll have water 5. Works with Katoon, so all attacks count as elemental attacks, even if they're playing stat attacks, so then he'll take 5 less damage. And Nequin, if he's unequipped, will get the water 5, so extra damage. Reduces air attacks. You have some air attacks in this deck, but it's not that big a deal. And initiative water. Star Towers of Kensep. I think I used this as one of my overworld elemental decks. So at the start of combat, the controller of the engaged creature with the highest wisdom, you may move a counter from a creature they control onto another creature you control. So this is for putting another counter onto Lore for casting Mugic again, and Initiative Air. Shine Grid, just for an extra counter, put your counter on Muge of the Hive. Riverlands, Initiative Wisdom, you got a bunch of water attacks, so you're going to get a lot of heal with this, keep yourself alive. And Stronghold Mourn, since you have a lot of elemental attacks in here, so that's useful. And also, I specifically paired this in this deck for Rocky Refrain, so then when you have your creature engaged, then you and your opponent's creature will have 4 elements, so then when Lore casts this Mugic, you will gain 40 energy, and that's pretty darn good for 2 cost, and even then you can still have Lore potentially gain a lot of counters, and I'll show you why, because here comes the attack deck. So, 1 Primal Smash for 20 damage, Twister up elements, since you guys have lots of elements, so you can cycle through some of your zeros with this. And the reason you have all those zeros is because of Super Cool Rain for 40 damage, and then removing Mugic counters. And then got 2 Unsanity, because you guys have good wisdom. 2 Riptide for lowering the courage and water damage. Incessant Wave. 2 Rust Toxic, this is also why Oiplant's Lookout and Stronghold are in there. 1 Mind Strike, sorry. Landgore, just in case for Stronghold Mourn, and just Mind gets all elements, and just elemental damage in general. Shadow Strike, Aftermath Feint for a bit more cycle. 2 Fluid Flame, in case of Newman Voidland or Carnival of Confusion. 2 Inner Flood, also the big idea for this deck. This is the reason for the combo pairing of Lore and Nuncorn. So you use these, and since Nuncorn is going to lose his counters, you prevent those counters from being lost by taking them off of him and onto Lore, further ensuring that you can cast your Mugic again. And then lastly, 2 Flood Force for 15 water damage. So that was the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Hydrophobic. So I think I've explained everything pretty much as well as it needs to be explained. So if you're defending with Katoon, you can play just with his counter, the Elemental Coral. All you need is your water attacks, and if you don't have that, or if you're in a Runic Grove or something, just the Harmonics of Water will also do, and then he will be fully able to defend. You can throw in a Castle Momark if you want, in case you lose one of your fighters, because basically Neeklin, you can give Neeklin also an All-March Projector, because then he can be revived and without battle gear, and therefore have his abilities active. Also, if you're worried about playing this when he's unequipped, don't worry, because you can still cast it even if he's unequipped, because it doesn't actually require a target. Not much else to say. Yeah, guys, I think that's it. So, a bit of news. I'm going to be making an intro, because I got some new screen recording software. So I'm going to be compiling just an intro and then uploading it. And then you guys can tell me what you think, and then I'll try to put that at the start of my videos, so it's going to have, like, I don't know, this is just hypothetical if I can actually get it done, because whether or not I can figure it out. But yeah, it's just going to have clips from my videos, and then some music. And then also I'll be doing a match with a Galus soon, so you guys can look forward to that. As for more live deck reviews, and more matches, we'll be posting a match soon with, I did with Snorvel. I'm going to be showing you guys an Underworld deck, and then either doing a match, or showing a new Mepedian deck I've been working on. And then maybe also a Warbeast deck as well, who knows. But that's my time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and this deck, give this video a big thumbs up, and then I'll put the link in the description. This deck is on Trade Cards Online. You can vote on it there and leave your comments. I'm Speed Player A. You can subscribe for more chaotic content. Thanks for watching.